Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another Koze Daily Brew. Today we're going to be talking about how to be consistent with your schedules. Now, I am a big lover of schedules. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you probably know that. I tend to switch up my routines and my schedules quite a bit because I work from home and I work for myself. So I find that because I am by nature, I'm a little bit aloof, and those close to me could probably confirm that for me. I tend to get a little lost in the clouds. So I need to have a structured regimen that constantly changes, mind you, but I definitely need to have structure in order for me to be able to get things done that I need to get done. Otherwise, I'm completely ruled by my emotions. I'm completely ruled by the energy that I feel on a daily basis. And without that structure and that discipline, God only knows what I would be like. I don't know how much I would get done or if I would get anything done, or who knows, maybe it would be like an iconic way to get things done. Maybe I should try that out. Anyways, boiling it back down, I love routines and I love schedules, and so I probably won't ever be the other way because I have learned to fall in love with remaining consistent with schedules too. Let me clarify before I move into this any deeper. I'm not always consistent with my schedules. All of us fall off our schedule every now and then, and that is usually a sign to me that it's time to change some things up. But as of recently, I've been following a pretty consistent schedule up until my California trip, and then I did my little thing where on the way home I pulled out my bullet journal and I rewrote my whole schedule for the month, and I've been doing that for 21 days to basically test it out and see if I love it, if I don't, what I need to change, what worked and what didn't. So let me basically explain that to you guys in a way that makes more sense and is more usable for you. So usually, I guess unknowingly, I would say it's probably roughly every 3 weeks, but it's usually once a month that I tend to change up what my work schedule looks like and what my routines, kind of sandwiching my work schedule, looks like. Again, my work schedule is kind of similar in the sense that I've based it around the way that I have been ingrained ever since I was little. If you think about it, we were all, or at least a lot of people that I know, went to school, we had structured hours, we had a structured time for recess, we had a structured time for snack, and all of that was kind of how it was for me growing up. So, I mean, skip forward now to a time where I get to work for myself, I find myself very, all over the place, a little overstimulated, a little lost if I don't have, a thing that's saying this is what's supposed to be happening during this time increment. So that, I guess, is probably why I started to fall back in love with scheduling and routining myself shortly after I started to work from home. And it's one of those things that I think with trial and error, we all learn at what point we need to find the balance between planning and scheduling and also going with the flow, and that's a video I can do in another Koze Daily Brew. But I think for me, it just comes from, if I have a good routine and a good schedule from Monday to Friday, then I can do kind of whatever I want on the weekends and feel good about it. Or if I have travel coming up, this year's been a little different because the travel has just been one after another, so I haven't had as much time to prep. But most of the time when I have travel coming up, I can get ahead knowing that I can take that week without needing to worry about basically staying on top of things aside from emails, which when I travel, I don't know what happens. I just emails just go out the window and I open them and I'm I need to answer you, but I'm on the road and my data is charging me $200 in extra overage charges right now. So how do you stay consistent? Well, again, I'm speaking only from experience. So take what I'm basically telling you and adapt it to what feels most right with your intuition or yourself or your schedule or whatever. For me, I definitely think that every 3 weeks I need a refresher, and I think that works because it's just before the month ends and you get to kind of play around with that last week before you start a whole new 3-week schedule in the following month. So I make a bullet journal spread and I'll put the hours of the day on one side, and I will basically map out okay, this is when I wake up and these are my 3 main priority things until the next. And I kind of just go through this is my little morning routine. These are the hours that I work. This is my lunch break. These are the other hours or afternoon hours that I work. And then this is my night routine. So I do that from Monday to Friday. And within my night routine, I leave a good chunk, an hour and a half of just personal time. And that makes it so that during that personal time, I can go with the flow of whatever I'm feeling that day. But then everything else, I kind of know what I should be doing around that time of the day, or at least on a basis, a rough scale basis. So for the schedule I'm doing right now, for instance, I wrote out the 21 days in boxes, and then I made it so that each day I can fill in the day when I've done my whole routine for the day. And that is making it so that I don't need to look at this and go, oh God, I need to do this for the rest of my life. No, I only need to do this routine for 21 days. I only need to do this schedule for 21 days, and then I can reevaluate the situation, move around and adjust what I need to, have a trial week, and then try it all over again. Now that sounds like really crazily structured. I mean, it just kind of happens to flow that way. I don't be like, okay, try a week now and then, you know, get like really like adamant about those things. I just, after 21 days, I'm like, okay, I can reevaluate what habits are working. Where am I like struggling? What habit, like, is it that I'm struggling to still get up in the morning because I'm kind of pushing my night routine a little later, or I'm not finding that I have enough time to get this done at this time, or whatever it is. I think that those minor adjustments are super important, not all the time, because you want to definitely give yourself enough time to be consistent and disciplined with a schedule, to know that you're actually getting results out of it and you're not just going based on your like emotion of the day. But at the same time, I think every 3 weeks to 4 weeks, you should switch it up, even if it's just like the order in which you do things, only to keep things fresh. Now, we as humans, we crave like new experience. Basically, we want to constantly feel like we're testing ourselves and that we're evolving. And if we feel like we're stagnant, if we feel like we're doing the same things all the time, every single day, that might work for some people, but for most of us, it becomes super mundane and we stop seeing or connecting really, I guess, to what we're doing, and we stop feeling the importance. Even just think about it this way. When I moved into this apartment, I was like blown away by this place, you know? And then just today I had a moment where I came down the stairs and I looked around and I was like, this apartment is freaking beautiful. I forgot how beautiful this apartment is because I'm so used to it now. We get used to our surroundings and then we stop almost seeing them, you know? If you look at something long enough, it actually disappears. So if you do something long enough, it stops having that magic, you know, that spark for you. At least, again, that's how I feel, personal experience. But long story short, the way to stay disciplined is to give yourself long enough to stick to it and get your results, but then constantly switch it up and keep it fresh. Get rid of what's no longer serving you, add in some new tweaks and fixes to make it work, and that's usually how it works for me. If you guys want, I can do a Koze daily brew and show you guys my actual bullet spread for making schedules and routines, but aside from that, I will talk to all of you guys in tomorrow's daily brew. Bye guys.